Hello and welcome back to another episode of Genshin Impact. In today's episode, we're gonna get started with the actual main quest of Chapter 2 or the Archon quest itself. If any of you guys want to watch the prologue, please go back and watch the first couple of episodes. It'll give you a little bit more context about the story and where we are. But for anyone else, let's get straight into it. In this episode, this is gonna be probably the most exciting thing that has happened to the game in a long time. With this Archon quest, we're actually going, in this specific episode, very soon, heading into the new region of Inazuma. And you can see here, the quest is setting sail. We're going to go find Catherine, we're going to talk to her, and then we're going to talk to Beidou, and then see what's going on there. And with her, she's going to actually take us across the ocean into the region of Inazuma, where we're going to get a whole new storyline, a bunch of new characters introduced, and a whole new region to explore. I think with that, it'll come with a lot of new enemies, as we can see here, new places, new type of dungeons or domains that we can explore and try out. So a whole bunch of content that has been introduced to the game awaits us right now. So let's get started. Catherine,
you should really bring the
all right,
of Favonius
let's see.
Next time.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler? Ah, yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your passage to Inazuma. Is that correct? Now that I think about it, it's been quite some time since I last visited those lands. Unfortunately, I don't have any current intel that would be worth sharing with you.
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right? Oh, is that right? Well, it's an honor to meet you. The fleet has nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon as you're aboard.
Seems Beidou is the captain of her word.
Of course! There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you're on board.
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations are in order. Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement. Until we meet again, Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Oh, it's kind of hard to say goodbye now. We practically see each other every day.
Well, if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive? I'll be awaiting you on Narukami Island.
So there's another Catherine in Inazuma? See? There's no need to get all sappy now.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my message, I'll be heading back. The ship is currently anchored off of Guyun Stone Forest.
Okay, thanks for coming all this way to let us know.
Just following orders. I'll see you two aboard the
Alright, the immovable god. Alright, so with this, I think we can get over to the boats, meet up with Beidou, and then head over to Inazuma. And how does Catherine work, by the way? Like, are they twins? I guess there's gonna be 3 of them now. So are they triplets, or does she just like teleports to wherever I decide to show up? If anyone knows the answer, please let me know. But let's get these crystal flies here. Alright. Enough of that. Let's head over. I mean, going into this new region, there are a couple of things that I'm super into. One is the music. So far, I have to say, I've really enjoyed all the soundtracks that are available in Genshin Impact. Whether it's the battle soundtracks or just kind of the ambient soundtrack that we're listening right now that's playing in the background. They're all really well done and suitable for the specific region. Let's bring out Mona here so we can get over there quick. Where is she? Oh my god. I don't know what she looks like. Ah, there she is.
This is destiny.
So I'm really excited to kind of listen to the new soundtrack that's available and unique specifically to Inazuma. Obviously, we know Inazuma is going to be, it's based off Japan, right? So it's going to be a very unique Japanese themed background music. Maybe that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I do like it. So I'm interested to see it. And also just kind of the overall aesthetics of the region. There's a very clear difference between Mondstadt and Liyue. I'm interested to see kind of what's their approach to the overall world aesthetics once we get to Inazuma, because that's going to be really interesting as well. But here we are on the boat. Where is Beidou? Is she up here? There she is.
Ah, you finally made it. All these years, come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already. Don't look too serious, I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations. Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Anchors away!
Alright, here we go. A new chapter is set in motion. What a beautiful boat. Or ship. Alright, let's see. I wonder if we're actually going to see the whole journey, or is it just going to be a cutscene directly cut to Inazuma? Beidou looks super dashing. Here we go. Okay, so it's just gonna be a cutscene. I wonder if we can actually somehow get all the way across the water without any cutscene. Is that possible? Oh, I love it. It looks so saturated with color.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, hello. Who are you?
So, you finally
Toma.
made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain. And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say, honored guests.
Shush!
You can blame your almighty Shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. Seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good. Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
Fair seas, Captain Beidou.
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down low. Are we just gonna walk into the government's hands?
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Alright, so through the storm completed. Now let's just take a moment and take in the world of Inazuma right now. As I was saying before, it's very saturated with color. Right, let's see, we got some lavender melons, so some new fruits as well, collectible stuff. But yeah, it's very saturated. We saw some, kind of glowing purplish mountain. Obviously on the map we don't know where we are or how big it is at this point. And then there were trees filled with, the red leaves and everything. So I like it. It's very much kind of an island looking place, which I think makes sense given that it is inspired by Japan. But looks like, in the far distance we can see a castle looking place over there, and then we got a mountain to our left and some other mountainy area. The verticality, I think, can be very interesting. Alright, let's see. Kageyama.
Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma. You must be new here.
I am, fresh off the boat.
Excuse me? Please provide the information requested, and also declare any goods you are carrying with you. Currently, only members of the International Trade Association are authorized to engage in the import and export of goods. Do you have your trader's permits? My apologies, but I'll have to ask you to...
Here are their entry papers, for your kind perusal.
What? Ugh, take your time. No rush or anything.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Rito.
So, where do we go next?
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Sheesh. So it is super strict, just like everyone says.
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred to as outsiders. As the word suggests, Outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku Decree in force. Not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement. I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs Agency. Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Rito, the Kanjo Commission.
A Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch of the Tri-Commission of Inazuma, responsible for growing and managing the nation's wealth. You really haven't heard of it before?
Okay. If any of you have played Skyrim, this place kind of reminds me of, what's that place called? Is it River Run? With a big tree. But yeah, like so far, I really do like the overall aesthetic of the place. The red maple leaves, very much reflective of, traditional Japanese aesthetics. And then the lavender purplish decoration with the gold trim on the buildings. It's a very nice touch. I wonder if the entire region is going to have a similar aesthetics and a similar color palette, or is that going to vary as we get to other places? I guess, purple does make sense because Electro is purple and we are in the domain of the Electro Archon. Look at that building, it looks great. Alright, Eureka.
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency, both of you?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
2 million?
Jeez.
For a processing fee? Are you serious?
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total. Don't worry. You can trust
Oh,
my
I
math.
trust you, alright.
It wasn't so much questioning your math as...
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Eureka. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
That's not how you haggle! By all means, bargain the price down, but...
All right then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
Much obliged.
I don't think Paima approves this guy's way of doing things, but hey, you can get 2 million down to 600 by all means. Be my friend.
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here!
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money, so it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth!
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy. Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, there's very little that can be done about it. The most that overseas merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for Outlanders trying to survive on Rito. Essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an Outlander in Inazuma.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are Outlanders, it's certainly a lofty aspiration. After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe. Huh. I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch?
Uh-huh. And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Really? Wow! The Rito Fixer is better connected than we thought!
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it can be done. However, before we get there, connections come at a high price, you understand?
Not you too!
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora. In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their problems first. I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations like this.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to you.
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Carisio, and he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Okay. Alright, so let's go talk to this Kurisu guy. Since, we got some free time on our hands, let's take a look around as well. So far, Rito, based on what I can gather, it's not the actual, the main city of Inazuma. So that's gonna be an interesting transition as we get over to the actual main place, because I mean this area is very well developed compared to any other kind of secondary cities that we've seen, whether it's in Liyue or Mondstadt. So it's already a pretty big place. And ooh, got a sigil around. Oh, it's been so long since I've collected one of those things. And a new statue of the Seven here. Let's see. Is this a new tree? It is maple wood. I wonder if they're gonna introduce some new furnitures to be built in the, what's that thing called? Serenity Pod? Okay, so we've light up this whole new area. Nalukami Island. So it's not as big as I thought it would be. Obviously there's another region a little bit further down southwest. But I said before, looks like it's going to be one of those places where there is a decent amount of verticality to it. So it could be very interesting to see. Alright, where is... Okay, so it's up there. Let's bring out our friend Venti to help us get to those high places.
Give me a moment to compose myself.
This is the good old times of sigil hunting. Can we make it? I don't think so. Alright. Let's try a different way. What if we just go straight up? Not quite. I don't think. Alright, let's go around here. Through the roof. I'm not a big fan of the whole climbing mechanic. All these like rooftops is very difficult to kind of navigate through this area. Like right here, like why can't we drop down and just walk on it? I'm trying, but it's not letting me. All right, let's see. What about this way? Oh, this might be it. Nope. Okay. This is turning out to be harder than I anticipated. But it's all part of the game. It's all part of the fun. I think we'll probably try this way again. Alright, maybe let's get up to the top of this tree and then use our ability here. If we can ever stand on any of the branches. Here we go. Okay, yeah, this'll do. Alright, let's get our first Electro Sigil. It's been a while. It must be back in 2020 since I collected my last Geo Sigil. There we go. One down. Who knows how many more to go. Well, while we are up here, let's take a look around, right? So you can see it's really saturated with color, right? The purple really comes out. The mountain area does bring a little bit of verticality to it, makes this smaller island region perhaps bigger than it feels, which would be interesting and great for exploration. And all the red and bright orange leaves around the city looks really nice too. All right, so here we go. Let's go down. Let's go down and let's go find what's that guy's name? Kirisu. Go to the International Trade Association and understand its member situation. Okay. Oh, here we go. It's a little teleporter waypoint. It's been a while since we've unlocked one of these as well. Alright, where are you, Kirisu? Oh, here you are. President of the International Trade Association.
Huh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander Affairs Agency took you for all you're worth, I suppose.
Very nearly.
Good. That's a relief. You need to be careful, or you'll find yourself losing your savings all at once.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately. Is that true?
Yes, left, right, and center. Obstacles at every turn. But that's nothing new for us.
The Sakoku decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone who wants to come here from overseas.
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The Sakoku decree might restrict our scope of activity, but in and of itself, it doesn't stop us from being able to enjoy a comfortable existence. No. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo Commission.
Oh, of the 3 commissions, that's the one that oversees everything on Rito, isn't it?
That's right. They impose astronomical tax rate, unbelievable regulations, and that's not the worst of it. They just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes. It used to be Mora, but now it's something called Crystal Marrow.
Crystal Marrow? What's that?
Something that most of us in the association had never heard of before either, until the new decree came along. Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya in his youth. So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this Crystal Marrow. But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. The rising demand for Crystal Marrow drove the price higher and higher. Now there's only one vendor who even has it in stock. We can't get a hold of it anywhere else.
Isn't that what they call a monopoly?
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice but to buy from them because the tax decree forces us to. It's a vicious cycle, the consequence of which is that our taxes will soon exceed our profits. And once that happens... We've tried communicating with the Commission directly, but this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be heard over the ever-present roar of thunder. Fontaine, my dear homeland. I miss you an awful lot at the moment.
Sounds awful. They're really bleeding them dry. What do you think we should do? But Karisu's the head of the association, and even he hasn't had any luck. Not to mention, we're Outlanders too.
Right. And besides, I think this may well be the fate they've ordained for us.
Okay. Well, we could try tackling the problem by going to the other party involved.
That vendor. I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us. I have no idea where he sources the stuff.
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being unfair. How do we find him? We could go talk to him and see if he lets anything slip.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association and you're new to Rito, he may just let his guard down. If I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him is under a tree by the coast in the residential district. See if you can find him there.
Got it. We're on the case.
Okay. Alright. We're going to the coast under a tree. That's a terrible, terrible way of guiding someone. Giving people directions. And I don't know if you guys caught it. That guy just brought up his homeland, Fontaine. That is... I don't know where that is. That must be a new place that's going to be introduced in the game. Maybe in 2023. Alright, Werner. Looks like he's all into this whole Inazuma thing. Based on his outfit.
Huh? I don't think I recognize you. Are you new arrivals? So, what do you need with me? The sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I might as well hand you the whole darn business. Trade secret. Got it? You know what trade and secret mean, right?
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Ha! Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here. Karisu and his associates sent you here to try and plead their case, didn't they? They're wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable, not by a single Mora.
Hey, what's your problem?
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place, and they ought to be more grateful. If it weren't for me, they'd be in seriously hot water.
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy. Good idea. Let's check back in with him.
Alright, let's head back to
Wouldn't gliding
let's
be
head back to
faster?
Toma. I wonder if Toma is going to be a playable character. I'm not really being able to keep up with the whole Genshin story, so I don't know if it's going to be releasing this patch or not. But it'd be interesting to see.
That was quick. You resolved it already?
Not quite.
We're having a little trouble.
No? Well, by all means, tell me what you need. I'll help as much as I can. Getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived is quite a demand. Oh, that guy? I'm familiar. He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shells that he collect on the beach just to get by, but he seems to have suddenly shot up in the world recently. I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the International Trade Association.
Huh. You're saying he used to be a member of the International Trade Association? So he's an Outlander too?
Yes. Couldn't you tell when you spoke to him? That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading between Leah and Inazuma. When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a group of Outlanders that ended up stranded on Rito.
Huh. What a bummer.
The International Trade Association was initially very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree, the association members found it increasingly difficult to make ends meet.
So he left the association and turned his back on them.
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted of people still have some amount of gratitude and warmth left in them somewhere.
Really? Is that all you need to know?
Well then, it sounds like you may have found a way in with him.
Okay, let's head back to Werner. So, as I was talking before, I really do like the way Toma looks. He's got that kind of a new age samurai look with the partial armor, partial cloth type of thing going on. Really nice. Alright, Werner. Give
What
us
are
a
you
break
doing back
here.
Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any of it talking to you. Huh? Where's this coming from?
Dandelion wine sure be nice on a day like this.
Mondstadt? You were talking about Mondstadt.
Let's see. Should we go with Cecilia, or do we have a maybe the winged whale Aster? There, take a flower.
Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I can't remember the last time I was there. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes me back. Oh, my hometown, the home of freedom. How I long to go back and visit.
It's working!
So, trying to play my heartstrings like a liar, are you? I know what you're up to. Huh? What is this? What are you up to now?
Just close your eyes already!
You mean the sound of the ocean?
Cheap and tasty chapshu.
Leah Harbor. I can see it so clearly. Oh, and the sound of the waves. The calls of the merchants. Xiao lanterns. I'm right there at the lantern right. Oh, look at them floating up into the sky.
This guy has a really active imagination. Either that or he really does miss Liyue Harbor.
Liyue.
Let's give him a core lapis.
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. My poor heart can't take it. You mean The folks from the International Trade Association. And I suppose they are far from home, just like me. Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I like to imagine it's the voice of my hometown, carried across the ocean. I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just that, but I always hide my face and slip away. Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them and free myself from this anguish?
Well, no one's stopping you, so...
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. But I couldn't do it. I'm not strong enough. So I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most measly benefits, and I'd do whatever they asked of me. And make Mondstadters look like the worst people in the world. Alright, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating me up inside, and I can't take it anymore.
You ready to talk now?
But I betrayed them. I can't show my face there.
Come on, you scaredy cat. Look, you messed up, but now it's time to make things right. So come on, get it off your chest. What's the deal here?
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru. Keijiro and his companions. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive and stockpile it. Once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow, they get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an extortionate price, with the proceeds going to the tax collection Ashigaru.
It's plain evil gouging them like this.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is a tiny fraction of what we take in total. It's barely enough for me to live on. Evidence? You're right. Without conclusive evidence, he will never admit it. Now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same place. It's always made me suspicious. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can show you where he went if you want.
Really? Well, then there's no time to lose. Let's go.
Okay. Alright guys, so we're pushing 40 minutes. I think this would be a great place for us to stop for this episode. The story is picking up pace nicely. It's pretty interesting. In the next episode, we'll go and expose this whole tax collection scheme that's going under the table here. But as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. And we will see you right back here very soon. Bye bye.
Here we go.